Okay. Just waiting for our YouTube to go live. There we go. All right, everybody. Well, thanks for joining me for another episode here in our long-running series of FlipLogic Real Estate Show. I'm your host, Ryan Kirk, and you're joining me here in the Flybridge today. So thanks, everyone. I hope you all had a great last week. This is a 1-hour Q&A. You can ask me anything, and you could do that by using the Q&A function there in the toolbar in the control panel. So I'll answer your guys' questions in the order that they're received, and we'll run for an hour or until all the questions are exhausted. So another interesting week here as far as state of the economy and state of the real estate market, state of the lending market, all of the above. Unemployment keeps upticking, but and lending is still happening. It's just everything's much tighter, and it seems to keep getting tighter. We're still here. I'm still here to do deals with you guys. I'm gonna take off my sweatshirt, man. The sun is just beaming in here. I'm still here to lend, deal partner. Whatever you guys need, I'm here to help you guys and do that. I've got quite a few different projects on my table. A lot more stuff non-real estate related right now, just because real estate is definitely it's zigging, it's zagging, it's making its changes here, and we just have to adjust with it. And deals are still happening. I just reviewed with a few of my couple of real estate funds, bigger than ours here, of course. These guys are doing 20 rehabs a month, some even more than that, 100 rehabs a month. And they are still buying. Again, I just spoke with an acquisition manager over at one of the funds that we work with when we wholesale deals, and it's just their buy boxes. Obviously, it really hasn't changed much over the last couple of weeks. They're still just looking for quick, easy rehabs. Anything where they're just reconfiguring existing square footage, full rehab, new roof, that sort of thing, in and out. They're still buying that because deals, people still need a place to live. People are still buying. People are still qualifying. It's just that pool is shrinking. So, and we're going to see that reflected probably in comps here as new comps come out and values change a bit. So that's what's going on. As far as the forbearance goes, I know that was a big concern of mine. I don't know if that was a big concern of yours, but I just read today that Freddie Mac, one of the quasi-government, mortgage-backed agencies that guarantee loans, they stated that their forbearance isn't going to require a lump sum payment to be paid when people do end their forbearance. Their hardship's over. They go to start making payments again. Any mortgages that are Freddie Mac backed, those mortgages will, have the payment go back into effect, and they're just going to take that deferred amount that was missed, and they're just going to they're going to stretch that out over, I don't know how long, but whatever, they'll come up with a payment for that deferred amount that was missed, and then they'll increase the monthly payment a couple of dollars in order to eventually have that caught up with the term of the loan. So that's good news. And that's what's going on. So I know there's a big number of renters that have missed making their rental payments. I own 90 rentals myself, and we've got a pretty solid collection rate. So while the majority of the nation may be, while their collection rate may not be, obviously what it was going into this, I'm optimistic coming out the other end that those will catch up and turn around as well. So we're just all in this kind of this odd period, but deals are still getting done. They're still happening every day. Everybody just needs to be more strategic with what they're focusing on, and really what you want to be focusing on is just the easy, just simple rehabs, full rehab, new roof. That's what you want to focus on. So. All right. So let's see here. In other news, for those of you who are marketing to, motivated sellers and are out there making offers, cash offers to motivated sellers, I'm sure you're going to be seeing a number of foreclosures coming up on the market in your local neighborhoods. So I would definitely every morning be checking, whether it's the MLS, if you have access to that, or if it's just Zillow or Redfin that you have access to and you've got a search set up. I would be checking every morning to see what's coming on the market as a new listing, or as a new for sale by owner, or as a new pre-foreclosure. You're probably going to start seeing a lot more of that, and reaching out to those folks and seeing what the deal is on that property, and how, and obviously finding out what the condition is, kind of what their motivation is or their timeline is, and running your analysis and putting an offer together. So you're going to start seeing a lot more inventory, I think, uptick onto the MLS. And then of course, there's always the off-market stuff. That stuff is going to be untouched as far as competition goes. It's always nice being the only offer, the only buyer at the table. So we've got our direct mail now that you can send out a handwritten looking direct mail piece right through FlipLogic. And then we also have ringless voicemail, which our IT department just worked out. There was another bug in that feature, but you'll be able to send out ringless voicemail to hundreds or thousands of motivated sellers just with a couple of pushes of a button and recording your voicemail, and you can send those out as well. So that's another great cost-effective way to reach out to motivated sellers. If you haven't done that yet, you should look into doing that this week. Possibly start with setting up a small campaign. If you're looking for ideas, again, I would be checking your morning listings, what's coming out, picking up the phone, talking with those folks. People are gonna have problems that with these houses that they're gonna need to have solved. They're gonna need to liquidate these things. So, be there, be in a position to listen, to see what their issues are, and then put together a win-win offer, using our proof of funds and making an all cash offer that you can use to, put the property under contract and, give yourself some breathing room for due diligence time to market this thing, just depending on, what's going on in your market. So a 7-day time period is always good with a 14-day close. So I hope that helps. And if you haven't, you've got the proof of funds there that you can generate in FlipLogic. You can print those on demand, and that'll give you the ability to, submit those with your offers. And then I got your back. I'll provide the bank statement should they send me an email wanting to have that proof of funds letter backed up. Cool. So I don't know if anybody has any questions on any of that, let me know. Definitely want to make sure that that you guys leave here with all of your questions answered, and make sure that you're out there making offers, tying up deals. Now's a good time, man. There's going to be, I think there's going to be a pretty big wave of deals coming right at us. And so now's the time to get your net up, get your net out, and start talking to homeowners and start making offers. Could you show us how to work the motivated sellers on the system? Yeah, we can take a look at that. So Mike is asking to take a look at, and I'll pull it up here so we can see it. Let me... So if I go to FlipLogic, can you guys see my screen okay? Let me know if you can see my screen or not. Let me just make sure. I want to make sure that there we go. Yeah, you guys should be able to see that okay. So in FlipLogic, under instant leads, we've got motivated seller leads, and you can run a search by selecting, you can start either by the state or you can start with a zip code. So let's just say, for instance, I wanted to search for California. So I select California, and then I can select from the list of cities here. So if I wanted to select, like where I'm at, I'm in Los Angeles, specifically Marina Del Rey. So if I went to Marina Del Rey, then I can, let's see, I got to move my, let me see. All right, once I've selected that, then I click next. I can move this screen back here. All right. And then from there, then you can filter out what you're searching for. So one of the best filters that you can search for is absentee owners. So especially right now, I mean, right now you've got a lot of homeowners where they've got property that they don't live in, and it's either tenant occupied or it's vacant. And you can imagine the headaches that can cause, given the circumstances we're in here. So if you chose absentee owners, all types, in county, in state, out of county, and out of state, then you can select any other filters you want to select. Let's say you wanted to select single family residences and keep that simple. And then you wanted to, if you wanted to say, 2 bedrooms up to, oops, let's just say 2 bedrooms up to 4 bedrooms. Or I'll just start with just 2 bedrooms, and as far as well, I'll just do 2 to 4. So here you can go through and select your filters, year built, all of that. Obviously, older properties, older housing stock is going to be in more need of repair. So it's nice to limit, maybe you don't want to go any newer than a 2000 build. Maybe you want to limit it to 1990 or 1980. You can do that too. So I'll do that, and maybe you don't want anything smaller than 800 square feet to say maybe 2,000 square feet. And then I'll just leave the units as is. If you want to adjust your estimated values or loan to value, you can do that too. Same with the home equity. So if I wanted to say deal with properties with a loan to value ratio, that means like typically how much loan to value, right? What the loan is to the value of the property. So if I wanted properties with 0 up to, let's just say like 60% loan to value, I could do that. So this is going to be basically high equity, right? Absentee owned properties. And really the one of the biggest drivers of all of this is going to be the last sale date. So for me, I don't want anything that was recently purchased. I want these properties to be seasoned. I want them to have owned them for a while. I probably don't want to look at anything that they've owned it any earlier than the last 10 years. So I'm going to say since 2010, right? So 1900 to 2010. So now that I've got those parameters in there, I can click view count. And then out of my search, because I only selected my city here, my city's pretty small, but based off of that, I came up with a list count of 38. So if I wanted to continue with this list, it would charge me 38 credits, and then I would have my list, and it would email it to me in a .csv, and then from there you can. Well, there's really only 3 things you could really do typically. One, you could take that list and then you could upload it here to direct mail. You could send out a postcard to all of them. 2, you could do a ringless voicemail. So if you wanted to do a ringless voicemail, you could upload it to ringless voicemail, send out a ringless voicemail, and that's probably the best 2 ways you could touch those people is a direct mail, a ringless voicemail. And the third thing that I was thinking of is you could go door knock them, but it would probably be best, to obviously do your direct mail, do your ringless voicemail, and reach out to folks that way. And that's it. You can go, do more cities so you can cover a wider ground, and you can adjust your filters as you wish. Okay, so I hope that helps. Looks like that answered Mike's question. Cool. All right. Well, good. Glad you got that. And again, you can choose any market, any number of cities, and reach out to folks that way. Some of my biggest margin deals, there's no question about it, it's off-market deals, because anything that's on the internet, or anybody can pick up the phone and call, and make an offer. So you're just going to have more competition. More competition means, smaller margins, less profit. Less competition means higher margins, higher profit. So That's why I love pulling, you know, an off-market motivated seller list and then, you know, reaching out to them all by direct mail and ringless voicemail. So you've got that there at your fingertips. And then you've got proof of funds, and you've got everything else that you need to do deal analysis and you know, make offers on those things and put them under contract. And then my team and we'd love to, you know, be involved either as a deal partner once it's under contract, or if we're just, you know, backing up your proof of funds, that's fine. If we're lending and you're doing a double closing, you know, we're here for you for that too. You know, however we can be involved, we'd love to. So. All right. Well, that's all I've got for today, unless anybody else has any other questions that they'd like, you know, to cover or that they're thinking of. All right. Well, I guess that's it. Well, thanks everybody. It was great to be here again to answer your questions and you know, be a deal partner here, be a lender here for you guys. I look forward to funding your deals and to deal partnering with you on the ones that you'd like to have us team up with you on. And let's kick the tires and light the fires, right? And we'll all get through this. You know, it's just a strange time, but you know what? It's going to create a bunch of opportunity as well. So, you know, like I said, now's the time to get your net out and, you know, let's make it happen. So thanks everybody. It's an honor to be here to be a lender and a deal partner for you. And I look forward to doing deals with you guys here very soon. All right. Y'all have a great evening and an even better week.